very casual, very laid back.
So goddamn arrogant about their PCs.
Welcome to another episode of D Freaks and Geeks, the unedited and unfiltered gaming podcast that's more fun than being a Jake Paul fan. Fuck that guy. He finally lost. I'm so happy. I'm your host, aka David, aka D Freak. We fucked up.
I'm Pat, aka Bloodbath 17.
And I'm Matt, aka Spiteful Toast.
And this week we have our good friend Nick, aka Tunes_Nicholas22. That's the last time I'm going to say that, Nick. How you doing today?
I'm good. It was a little rough morning, but it was good.
Yeah, well, it's Sunday. I had a rough morning as well. So it's obligatory. How do you say that word?
I don't even know what word you're trying to say.
Obligatory. Obligated.
There you go.
It's mandatory that we speak about NHL because you are from the great country of Canada, the White North. Oh Canada, oh Canada. So you've been playing NHL, I'm assuming, for, I don't know, since you came out of the womb?
Yeah, like I remember that was kind of my game for the longest times. Like,
Which
Canadians
one's the
come out of
best?
the womb. Canadians come out of the womb throwing their gloves on the ground.
Oh yeah,
Getting
we
ready
already
to
come
fight.
out with missing teeth. So
Yeah.
Which one has been your all-time favorite? Because I think,
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Patty, what was the one that we played? So I don't play it as much now.
14.
But we used to fucking go crazy in college. I mean, we've probably played hundreds and hundreds
We
of
had
hours.
multiple Xboxes set up and multiple TVs in our living room, and we would just play NHL. While you and Tom wouldn't play with anyone else because you guys were little bitches. But
I think the 2010 to like 14, 15 were the consistently their four best in a row.
I agree, but
That
the only
makes
thing
sense.
I don't like about that game is that there's always a cheat. There's always something. Like in 2014, It was the cross-ice pass one-timer.
Yep. Last year's game, it was you go down the side, you hold your stick up to the side, go across the net, and you're good. Right? In those games, there's always going to be something like that. Like, it's kind of hard. It's hard to not find something and abuse it in video games, especially.
yeah.
But that's what I hate
Especially
about all.
nowadays.
I hate about all sports games except for MLB The Show, because MLB The Show they do it so well. But like if you look at Madden or FIFA or NHL,
There's always broken plays.
Dude, there's something missing from them. I don't know what it is. I don't know how they get it. But it's just like, I know every sports game I'm playing, like, let's keep it on the NHL train. There's always something that just, like, is different than when I watch it on TV.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit. I think the sports to video games thing. Like, it's not ever going to be perfect. Does it suck when you're playing it and the guy's abusing it on the other team? Oh yeah, you want to break a controller, but I think it's going to be very hard for these guys to get the thing absolutely perfect, and there's always going to be those plays. And more so in NHL than I find FIFA. But
are you a FIFA player too?
Yeah, like a little bit. I like just chilling and playing it. Like I will have it on if I have people over. Like all my buddies here, we all play it and stuff. But the FIFA Ultimate Team and stuff like that, I can't do. Like it's so much money these guys are spending.
I was just gonna say, how much money have you spent on that fucking game?
I would say if I had to spend, it would probably be NHL would be the most.
You do Hut? Not Hut. Is it Hut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get this year's game. I didn't like the look of it, and everybody I talked to that got it just absolutely hated it. So last year I did Hut a little bit, but last year was more of all of us doing like the online stuff, the 3v3 and like the My Team stuff and whatever. So that's what we were all doing last year for a while.
That was a nice addition to 22. Yeah. Or was it 21? Whenever they added it, I thought
think it was
that
21
was
and then 22 last year was phenomenal.
Yeah. And that's separate from the ECHL, right?
Well, so we would play ECHL and then Hut's a completely separate thing. ECHL is amazing.
That
It
was sick.
is
Yeah.
so much fun. Even when you get paired with randoms, it could be a ton of fun.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, you have to be careful because then you have those puck hogs. But like, it's crazy and it's perfect because it's only 5v5, right? So or
Yep.
6v6. But when they first came out with that mode, I was obsessed with it, dude. I played it all the fucking time. It is gold.
Yeah, like that was my game last year where I would just come home and if no one was playing, I would just play that for an hour or two and I'm good.
I say that
Yeah.
unless you're a fucking goalie.
I see.
Well,
I like it. I
that's the
like being in
catch.
net.
So you play goalie
If I have to,
on
like
purpose.
usually it's very rare there's actually 6 of us on it at a time when we play it, and if there is, usually I'm the person that's in net.
I don't understand it so much that I remember
Whatsoever.
in college, dude, I used to play this game in college where it was like, I'll be a goalie, and as motivation, every time I give up a goal, I'll take a shot, in college. And like, it was, and I'll never forget it because it was the first period I gave up like 6 goals, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
Like 4-minute periods. Like 6 shots in 4 minutes.
Yeah, I'm done, dude. I can't do it. I don't understand it. You have to butterfly, hug the post. It's like, it's the most intricate.
And you can't go down too early because if you butterfly too early, getting back up and getting to the post, you're fucked. That's a goal immediately. Like you have to wait until they absolutely are going to shoot the puck to make your move.
I think for me, I like it because usually when I play with my group of friends that's here, that when we play, usually it's everybody's done work and we're already started drinking. So usually we don't care. We're just playing and having fun, which is the fun part.
Just
You just hear in
fucking
the backgrounds of everybody's headphones, just all the beer cans cracking open.
The problem is, I think, like when me and Pat play, that's so good that you can turn it off and just have fun. Even when I go to have fun, man, like we'll be playing Call of Duty and I'll be like, this is just not fun. I don't care that I'm playing with my buddies, but it's just not fun.
Well, because I feel like it gets to a certain point where, like, because like that even happens to us, like when we play Apex. Like we love playing Apex. We have a great time playing ranked most times because we don't play it that often, so we're kind of at the bottom of the barrel. But like for us, those are the better games because we try to play duos, and the champion squad from the last game is they're both predators or masters in pred and have like 30,000 kills, and me and him are over here like, yeah, we're nowhere near this skill level, so like this isn't going to be fun for us. Like we run into one squad and we're immediately dead. It's like awesome.
No, we talk about it all the time. That's the worst fucking part about battle royale. It's just like the looting and then dying.
Yeah.
Like
And
I count myself as a very casual gamer. Like I'm playing video games to have fun and relax and chill, and like I love playing the battle royales. I love playing Apex. I tried to play the new Warzone, absolutely hate it. But
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
And it's frustrating because it's like I just want to play some Apex and have a casual time, and then I'm really happy they added the team deathmatch because I'm able to do that. But there's also times where, like in NHL, where I just want to play, and then the other guys that I get randomly paired up with are super competitive. I'm like, I don't care that much right now. I'm just here to drink a beer and play some video games. Like, it doesn't have to be ultra competitive 24/7. Like, just relax.
That's the thing about online gaming right now. It's uber competitive. I feel like it's the most competitive it's ever been.
Yeah, it's only getting more and more competitive, I feel like. Like, it's not like, it's like...
No, it's not going to slow down. It's not going to get more casual. No way.
That's not going to back down, no, because, I mean, which is fine, but it's just unfortunate that there's really no fine line between casual and competitive or like
it's like amazing. It's essentially like, no joke, if you're a casual player like Nick, if you're you, like, don't buy Call of Duty. Because he just said he was a casual player, but like, don't play Call of Duty. Don't even try to play Warzone.
It's just funny to say if you're you.
Well, like, I'll download it. It's free. Why not? I'll download it and try it. And then it's like I spend all this time waiting for it to download and all this kind of stuff. And I play 3 games, and it's like, this is super competitive, and the game sucks. And why I just wasted all my time waiting for this game to download.
Oh, and Call of Duty is only
also-
like 130 gigs,
Yeah.
so it only takes like 7 hours to
So then I
download.
had to delete half my games, and then I have to turn back, delete that one, re-download all the other ones again.
Yeah.
Well, that and it's like
Plus-
it's even really hard for people to be like, even if he was like as a casual, someone who casually plays, it's hard for him to be like, you know what, I want to get good at this. It takes him like it's like impossible to such an uphill grind to try to get on the same level as some of these people that like.
Well, I feel like you need multiplayer.
You need
Yeah.
multiplayer
You
100%.
need
just
to be able to
To survive in
need
the
to be-
industry, or
no to
I thought you
survive
meant,
in
like-
Call of Duty. To be
Oh.
competitive in Call of Duty, you need multiplayer
oh yeah.
No,
to level
I
up
think-
your guns because of the way they did the attachments this year. Like you need to level up each gun to get a certain attachment for all guns. I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with that. I fucking
Oh,
grinded the
love-hate.
game as soon as it came out, so I have every single attachment and have since like the week it came out. But
Yo,
for
this is-
someone to just pick it up now is impossible.
Dude,
No.
my nightly like what I do every night consists of this. I get home from work, I eat dinner, I get on my computer, I start playing games. Oh, Pat's on. I'll invite Pat to the party. Not even 2 seconds later, it's like, oh fuck, motherfucker, this fucking game sucks.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty sure-
love-hate relationship my ass. I think it's
I'm-
more hate-love relationship.
I'm
This
pretty
Warzone is the
sure.
only-
Sorry, I was just gonna say real quick. I'm pretty sure I've said "fuck this game" like 4 times today.
100%.
Call of Duty, the new Warzone, is the only game I've never broken a controller, and I still haven't. But it is the only game where I turned my PlayStation off instantly. I was in voice call with everybody, just turned it all off because I'm like, if I play one more second, I'm breaking a controller, and I don't want to have to turn around and walk upstairs to the broken controller. My wife, I gotta go to Walmart now.
Yeah, and it's like a controller $60. All of a sudden, you're $60 down. And she's like, "What happened?"
At their
it fell.
cheapest.
It
Um,
fell.
I think it's even
Yeah.
more.
It's a PlayStation controller here is, I think, at Walmart like $90.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, dude.
No,
It's crazy.
controllers are fucking outrageous.
No, you think that's bad? This is totally random and off. We're just talking about expensive things in Canada. Nick, you need to tell them about the gas prices when I went up there. No, dude, you thought our gas prices were bad?
So I
Listen,
saw today you guys are what, 3 in Niagara Falls, New York. You guys were 3 something a gallon.
I'm
Around
260.
310.
yeah, it's-
260.
Fuck yourself. Real
Yeah,
quick.
but still,
I'm
Yeah,
in
it's
the oil
around
capital of the
$3.
world.
We are $1, I think $1.40, which works out to be like almost $6.
Because it's by liter, dude.
it's not
Yeah.
my gallon. Dude, when I was up there, they were telling me stories of people who were filling up their trucks, like like a Ford F-150 type of truck. It's costing them like $300
Yeah.
to fill.
And
I
so
was like,
in Canada,
"Are you fucked?"
because of the winter, all the trucks and everybody's got a truck. Basically, you have to weigh down the back so your back end doesn't slide out in the winter because of all the ice. So by
Right.
doing that, our one guy at work, John, weighs down the back of his truck. He's like, it's an extra $40 of gas because I had to weigh down the back of my truck.
Makes sense. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you were spending like $300 every 2 weeks just in gas.
Oh my god.
I was freaking out because I have to put premium in my car. It costs me like $60.
Yeah.
No,
That's
don't worry.
insane.
Yes.
It's bad.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts. When I was up there, and I was like, dude, our gas prices are so high right now. They're like at like 4 something. Like,
Well, you didn't.
just
You
under
filled
4,
up
and it
right
was
before
like-
you got to the border,
Yeah.
and then you're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna fill up on my way out." And I'm like, "Wait till you get over the border.
Yeah.
Like, don't fill up here."
Yeah, because it cost me
Damn.
like $60-$70 to fill up before I went over the border. And then they were telling me all those stories, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to fill up. I'm just going to wait. I'll just see how far I can get.
Yeah.
Is it a currency trade thing, or is like video games more expensive in general over there, or are you still paying like 70 Canadian?
I would say they're probably a little more because of like if I look at PlayStation Store right now,
Dude, that makes no fucking sense because it's digital. Just
So
charge it the same amount of money.
Well, right now, $1 gets you 136 Canadian.
Okay,
I
so
was
so
just
Hogwarts
about to look that
Legacy
up. Yeah.
right now for us is $89 before tax.
For like a new game.
That's-
Just for the basic version,
Oh,
after tax is $101.
For
that's
what game?
$40 higher than here.
For what game did you say, Nick?
For Hogwarts.
Yeah, for Hogwarts.
What the
Right, because it's
fuck,
60
dude?
here, right? It's not 70.
I think it's 60. I think I paid 60, yeah.
And that's for
That's-
the basic one, no extra anything, no extra whatever.
Damn.
It's
It's
yeah. Now I got to make sure it's out of my
$101.
cart, so my credit card
It's
doesn't actually
still-
get charged.
So you don't
Still
accidentally buy.
not as bad as Australia, though.
Oh, I don't know.
Australia's gaming prices are out of
Yeah.
control.
I
They're
have read it
out
once.
of control, dude.
It's like 1.5 times more expensive than Canada. But
Oh,
like,
yeah, it's like $120, $130.
yeah, it's wild.
Before
But like,
tax.
okay, so not knowing, none of us know any of this, but let's just talk about it anyway. That doesn't make any fucking sense. If they're a digital copy, you don't have to ship it anywhere. You don't. I'm assuming all of the network stuff is the same around the world at this point.
What do you mean
And,
by that?
Like if you have to have some sort of like network security into your downloads, so people can't hack the game.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's not totally different in Canada and Australia. You know what I mean? It's got to be somewhat the same. What I mean by that is like there's no extra coding that has to go into protecting the game in other countries.
It's just based off of the real
Right.
currencies of what's going on.
So they're essentially, the gaming companies are essentially saying, "Fuck you! I need to make the same profit no matter where I sell it, and I made it in America."
I think it is the currency exchange.
It's all currency.
That-
So they'll put the game
That
out.
absolutely
Say it comes
is
out.
what it is.
It will come out in the States first, and it's $60 in the States, and that's the base line for the States. They put it out, and then it just changes because like to wherever your PlayStation's hooked up, whether it's here in Europe, Asia, it just depends on where your stuff is.
Well, and also you have to remember.
Except there are those websites where I don't know if I should say this on the podcast, but where you can like buy a copy from. Actually, no, that doesn't work. So never mind. Fuck what I said. Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking because
Illuminati talk.
because like if you're gonna be buying something from like Steam or Origin or PlayStation Store, like they obviously have to have like a headquarters somewhere that is like the funnel for all the transactions in that country or something like that. Like, they have that.
Agreed. So what they're essentially saying is they need to make the same amount of profit for every single game sold. Fuck where you live. So instead of making it easier for people to game in other countries because of currency exchange, they're just
Well,
They would
thinking the
never. Why would
consumers.
they do that? Why would they ever do? What company is lowering their price in a country that has a less valuable dollar?
And then
What
plus, like,
company is doing that?
What are they basing then? Okay, what's the standard game price? Are they going off of the US dollar? Are they going off
Yeah,
the pound?
it'll probably be the US dollar.
For sure. The world revolves around
But
the
then,
US.
but then you look at, but then a gaming company is going to look at that and be like, well, if Nick over here is going to save, I mean, it's a good thing for us, but for a gaming company, they're not going to like the idea that he's going to be saving $30 to $40 every time he wants to buy.
But that's where the difference is made up for you guys. The Hogwarts game's like $60. For me, it's $100. So that makes up the difference of them selling it at that price for you guys compared to what I'm paying for.
Right. If they
But,
sold
like-
it at 60 in Canada, they're losing about $20 per copy.
Yeah.
But how many games do you buy a year? 0? That's ridiculous. It has to have some sort of like I don't want to get too into economics, but like this is like the farthest thing from an economics podcast. But like there has to be some elasticity, right? Like if I'm in Canada, I'm not buying Hogwarts for $100. That's crazy.
Well,
You
it's like
have
I
to.
can't go over to the States and get a PlayStation card for money because it's in US dollars and put it on my PlayStation.
Because it'll automatically.
Because I've made that mistake where while I was on my internship in Pennsylvania, and I was like, I'll just get a PlayStation card, load up my PlayStation with some money. Even though I bought my PlayStation in Canada, my account's from Canada, I was like, it's fine. Like, it's a PlayStation card. It'll work. And they're like, nope, it's a US money thing, but you have a PlayStation from Canada.
That's amazing. So they can transfer the currency when they sell the game, but they can't transfer the currency when you buy it.
Of course.
Yeah. So then I'm sitting on an $80
Fuck, you think this
PlayStation
is a
card that I'm just
charity?
like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this now?
So you were just out $80.
Yeah. And
Dude,
it's like
gaming
it's
sucks in
it's like
Canada.
trying to walk around like I was working at a casino for my internship, and I was like walking around like, do you have a PlayStation? Do you have a PlayStation? Trying to sell them this PlayStation card that's been scratched up, and I'm like, it still works. Trust me.
You can give me $50 for it. I don't even care. I just need to get rid of it.
That's wild. I never even thought about that. Normally, when we have people from Canada on, we just kind of talk about, I guess, not purchasing the games, because that's crazy. So I'm assuming you don't buy many games then, because $100 that's a lot of fucking money for a game.
So the guys that I work with now at work, like, we're all pretty into games and everything, and so we're constantly looking around and waiting for deals. So we'll see a game come out like Harry Potter, and we're all kind of interested in it and everything, and then we look at the price, and then we'll be in a group chat, and one day in like a couple months when it goes on sale, and they're like, hey, it's down to $70. And like, we all just kind of keep an eye out. Like, I don't buy many. I'm really big in the free game thing that PlayStation does.
Yeah. Yep.
The PS Now, is that what it's called? PS Now?
Yeah, I think so.
PS Go or something like that.
Or something like that.
Yeah, they just re-engineered it. I think they have a ton of games in there now.
It's great. I love it. It changes every month. There's a bunch of games. They got some old ones that are classics that pop up randomly, and you just add them to your library. And then whenever it's like you finish a game, you add it and try that one.
Yeah, so it's Xbox Game Pass, but for PlayStation.
Yeah,
right.
But now here's the thing. I was thinking about getting that when I had a PlayStation, but there was a couple things that stopped me. Like, God of War is not on there, right? That you can't play the new one, and you can't play the Last of Us games.
No, those ones they'll make you pay for it because they knew there was new ones coming out, so there's no point of them, right? Like,
but like Xbox Game Pass does that. So like, what's that new game that just came out? Atomic Heart. Everyone's talking about it. It's apparently like not great, but that was a day one Xbox. So the new Elder Scrolls is going to be day one Xbox. So that's the reason why when I was looking at PS, they don't do the same thing with like their first party games on their, I guess, streaming platform.
Well, you could share, I think, the Xbox too, where two people can have it.
Oh, like a family plan?
Yeah,
like that.
My boss and one of our guys have an Xbox. Each of them have an Xbox, and they share an Xbox thing. And he'll buy a game, and Scott will be able to play it on his, or Scott will be like, "Hey, I'm going to buy this game. John can play it."
They have that in Steam, like the Steam share. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
The thing is,
I thought they clamped down on that on Xbox.
Maybe not in Canada because
like the account
$3,000 a piece.
The account sharing. You know, you would sign in on someone else's Xbox.
No.
It's separate.
So separate accounts, you can essentially, you're playing it, and then you can send it, and he can play it, and then send it, and then they can play it.
Oh, but it's only hit it between the two.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's like it's almost like if I had a game you want to play, we only had a hard copy. It's like me loaning you the game for you to play it. Then whenever you're done or bored with it, you can just give it back because I'm not playing it right now. I'm playing something else. So it's basically almost like the same thing. But instead of being able to do it with a million
I kind of like that.
Because then you can then who knows what can happen. It's just probably limited to only 2 people.
You could do that on Steam too. I think it's funny. A lot of places do that, but it just like kind of falls to the wayside. It's like everybody forgets about it or doesn't know they don't advertise it. Like it's not like a highly advertised thing. They want you to fucking buy their games.
But I think it's really cool. I like it because like there's a lot of games that Dave has on his Steam account that I don't have, or like I might not buy originally. So like I can just log into his Steam account, or he can send it to me, and I can just download it on my computer and get the full experience. It's not like there's like a free demo of it.
Especially speaking of new games, I just bought a new game today.
Especially because they don't do demos.
I'm downloading a game right now.
What are you downloading?
Assassin's Creed. I'm fucking playing Call of Duty, man.
Yo, so have you guys? This is gonna it's going to come back to gaming, but it doesn't start off as gaming. Have you ever seen the TV show Formula One Survive to Drive?
Oh God, I'm
Mhm.
obsessed.
It is so fucking good.
So I got a racing wheel for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
All right, do you play F1 or do you play like NASCAR or Wreckfest or whatever?
Oh no, no, not NASCAR. It's a circle.
Fuck those idiots
it's
going left
literal-
4 times.
No, it's so dumb.
I play. Yeah,
I used
so
to
I
play
played.
that game.
I love F1. I grew up watching F1. I grew up like having some random games from it when I would like go into EB Games and I'd see one on a discount going like I
EB
didn't know that there was a
EB
Formula One game.
Games. That's a
Yeah.
throwback, dude. I haven't
just
heard
said that
that in
really-
a while.
You just said that like in one fluid sentence. Now I was like, oh shit, EB Games.
So
And then I
much
fucking-
nostalgia just hit me when you said that.
Yeah, so I grew up watching it, and my dad's into cars and everything, and when I got back from school and I was able to have a little bit more of a life and have like my Sundays off, I started rewatching F1 again and got really into it again in the last like 2-3 years. And for Christmas, I got a racing wheel, and I've been playing the F1 game on controller, and now I got the racing wheel and everything. So
Fuck yeah,
dude,
dude.
so I started watching the show a long time ago when it first came out, and now they're at 5 seasons. I just started watching it again, dude. I recommend watching this fucking TV show, but be careful because you will become obsessed with F1. I don't know what it is about F1.
That's what I've heard.
I also don't like NASCAR. I like the
No,
fucking-
F1 is fucking different, dude.
So much
Those
different.
guys are the best drivers in the world.
And
Serious.
there's so much drama. You have no idea how much drama there is. They all fucking hate each other. They're all like some weird bromances with each other. And
Is
then
this
all
like
of a sudden,
the Real Housewives racing
F1.
edition?
Oh yeah. Outside the car, they're best friends. They won't really say anything bad to each other, but you get in. As soon as they get in the car, they're like, "I'm gonna fucking run you off the road."
Yeah. Dude, you hear them like in their thing, and it'll be like, "That motherfucker just hit me. What's his fucking problem?" And then they like shift to the end of the race, and they're like having a drink together. It's like weirdly like night and fucking day. But I'm back in it.
Interesting.
200 miles an hour around
Dude,
the hairpin curve. It's like, it's not-
230 miles an hour. And when they have to do a hairpin turn, they're taking it at 180 miles an hour.
The
I don't
amount of
know-
G's these guys like in
Oh
a
my
single
God.
turn, like it's insane.
It would knock any one of us out.
Oh, easily.
Wait, no shit. Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I think the average for like the most G's you would take on an average turn in your car on a street, I think is like half. And these guys are doing like, I think anywhere from like 5 to like, I don't know. It's a massive number that these guys like.
I didn't even think
It's
about that.
insane.
Dude, you're going
And-
180 miles an hour. You don't think that there's some sort of.
I didn't think about the.
When's the last
I
time
mean,
you
think
went
think
180?
about being on a roller coaster like Nitro at Six
Mhm.
Or,
Flags.
King, or even
At the
King
very
Cobb.
end, you had that corkscrew, and
I
you would
passed
hit
out
like
every
3 or
time.
4 G's.
I passed
Really?
out every
Yeah.
time.
And
yeah.
You're a
your
little
neck's getting
bitch,
whipped
but you're
around.
going
Yeah.
you're going like 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. Multiply that by
By 3.
whatever 6.
3, idiot. 60
Okay, if you
times 3
took
is
the-
180. It's almost perfect math, and you fucked it up. It was like it
Whatever.
perfectly worked out with what you said.
I don't give a
Um,
shit.
But dude, Nitro, that's so funny you brought that up. There would be a part where like no shit, I knew where I was gonna pass out, and all of a sudden I was just like, and then I'd go out and I'd come right back. But I didn't even think about that.
Or that's even like going on those rides that literally just spin you, and you're trying to like.
Yeah, get
Oh.
off the wall.
You're like trying
Yeah,
to lift
the
your arms up.
Gravitron.
Yeah. Like you're trying to lift your arms up, or you're trying to move your head, and you're like, "Oh my god!" You're like fighting so hard, but these people are doing it in a car that's going 180 miles an hour or more around a track.
So it says the average G-force in Formula One is about 6 G's.
the average.
That's the average.
Average.
What's
It
the normal?
says typically experience 5 G's while braking, 2 while accelerating, and 0.6 due to bouncing.
0.6 to the pounds.
Yo, astronauts or fighter pilots, I'm pretty sure like 8 is dangerous.
Yeah.
Like you don't go. You don't go close to 9. I know that. These guys are doing 6 average. That's fucking insane.
Dude, so Pat, I'm gonna talk mostly to Pat here, Matt, because you're just not that into sports, and it's just
Sorry.
yeah.
I
Pat,
try.
I recommend you watching the show, but like, be careful. I just bought F1's fucking F1 manager today, and now I'm gonna be a team
That game's
principal.
intense.
Is it? Yeah, that's what I heard because I played Motorsport Manager, and this is like the new one, and now you're the team principal of, I guess, but you can only do F1, right? They don't have F2 or F4.
Yeah, just F1. It is, I will say, when you do a single race or you sit down, like, it is a commitment.
Oh, yeah.
Is that where you just kind of, sorry to cut you off, is that just where you are in charge of the cars and they automatically just go around?
So they're automatically going around. You're in charge of tires, telling them to go faster, slow down, recharge battery, like all this kind of stuff. And it's like, it's a full race. So it's 72 laps, which is on average, I would say, like an hour or two.
Probably in game, it's an hour and 2?
Well, like on an average race,
you can't
they're
speed
doing
it up.
Yeah.
They're doing on some tracks a minute 20 for a lap. They have 72 laps at times. So like, but the game you can speed stuff up, but as soon as you speed stuff up in the game, you start missing stuff. So it's like you're like, I can just skip like 5, 6, 7 laps, but you're like,
then all of a
one
sudden
driver's telling you he needs to pit because his tires are dead. The other guy's dropped 6 positions, and you're like, I don't know what's happening anymore.
And then, and then there's ultra soft tires, super soft tires, regular tires, rain tires, wet tires. So depending on the temperature of the track, you have to put certain tires on, and then fuel you have to play it by like an average.
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's a fun game, and it gives you a lot, especially as a person like who watches the series and loves the game. Like I love F1 22. It's the most hours I spent in a game for a while.
We lost Pat for a second. He'll be back.
Well, since we're talking about F1, the one cool thing that I really enjoyed, I don't know if you guys watched it, because I definitely didn't, but how they took F1 and like that kind of racing series online during quarantine when people weren't actually able to go out, like professional, like they would actually have like full on tournaments with
the video game.
Yeah, with like
it wasn't really the video game. It was probably like a super simulator, but
no. They were on F1 21 or 20. Yeah, so like a bunch of the drivers would do like they'd be streaming on Twitch and stuff, and then F1 esports has been a big thing for a while. And
do they get 20 guys, like 20 guys or girls, and it's like a
most teams actually have a team. Like McLaren this year, it's the McLaren Formula One esports team. Like these guys are paid by McLaren to race the Formula One esports team.
So how does that work though? Like with performance of cars, or I guess it doesn't matter because didn't they just put a spending cap on what they could do with their cars?
Yeah. So for the game, I know every car is basically, I assume there's a settings where you can make it even. So like if we all 4 of us were to play, we can change it and be like all cars are the same. So it doesn't matter if you're a Red Bull or if you're a Haas.
But the tuning of the car is what makes or breaks.
And that's what makes it all different. Whereas some guys have different downforce settings for tracks and all this kind of stuff and whatever. And it's just straight up just a lot of these guys driving. Like, and
do any of them use controllers, or is it all?
No, it's
Sims.
Full sim settings. Like it's a full thing. They have the F1 seats in their house. They have the actual like the steering wheel like they have in the cars and everything.
They have 3 monitors set up so they can kind of even see.
It's a full panoramic view around them.
Some of them even have like the chairs that move that give you like the real life simulation of like.
Oh, those are the ones. That's what I would love.
I can only imagine they're a couple grand.
Well, yeah, I mean it's like a whole.
You have to mount it to the floor and everything because it's reactive. Really? Because it's reactive, so like I have my steering wheel, so I have a rally game that I like to play, I could not imagine playing that in that thing because you're on rocket sand and you're just
Yeah, it would be like fucking seizing.
I mean, I know they even make sometimes. I've even seen videos of people playing games and they have like reactive wheels, where like they'll be playing a game and their car starts going crazy, and immediately once they do it, they have to let go of their wheel because you'll see it. It just starts fucking going crazy. I'm like,
so I get the Logitech one here, and it does all that. So like, if I'm going down the straight in Formula One and I'm on a street course, it's typically bouncier and not as smooth as a racetrack. The whole steering wheel, you hear it going and shaking and moving, and you're like holding it to keep the car straight.
Now, when you play, do you have to use all of the fucking buttons on that steering wheel? Like, do you even know what? Does it help you? Because you have a Formula One steering wheel, or do you have like a
No,
regular?
it's like a car one with the paddle shifters and everything. But basically, in the game, you set it up so that on the steering wheel, your triangle button is my DRS system, so it opens my wing when I need to. And then, like,
it's amazing how much is in that shit, man. It's like it's a whole nother level of. It's like fucking crazy. And we're still, by the way, for everyone listening, we're talking about a fucking video game, not actual F1. Like,
yeah,
this is
like,
all just for the video game.
The video game itself is very like, I'm still trying to get used to it. Like, I started with all the settings on of like extra help and doing the automatic gear shifts and stuff, and I've slowly over time reduced them to the point where like I think my braking is very minimal. I have no steering assist. I have to monitor my own battery. And the only thing, like, I'm practicing on like my free time randomly to do the gear shifts and stuff, but that is extremely difficult.
That is crazy. But again, it comes back to, and I don't know if this is I think it's a negative thing, but like, where did good games go that were just easy to fucking play?
Oh,
like,
exactly.
You're putting in practice.
Yeah, I'm literally just racing around Silverstone and doing gear shifts, and half the time, like, basically stalling the car because you're going from 8th gear all the way down to 2nd. But you're trying to brake and look at the screen and making sure that you're actually in the right gear. And like, it's intense. And like, I love it. And I would definitely would want to take and do the F1 online, like do all this, the series and stuff and do all the online racing. But
do they have online, like, you get in a lobby with 20 people and then like races are on Sundays or whatever it is?
Yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff you could do, whether it's just random online races or like actual series, and like you compete and stuff, and it's fun, it's competitive, it's, you know, not easy, and people get pissed off, so then they start running people off the track and whatever.
Yeah.
But it almost seems like the more complicated a game is, like, yeah, it's more difficult and you might not have more like a very wide variety of people playing it, but like some of those games just are so complex that that's what makes them so fun. Like,
yes,
like
until
even just like,
you get an asshole online that runs you off the fucking track.
But even if you're not even playing online, even if you just pick up F1, you say you like F1 like Nick, you get a wheel and you're like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna really, I want to get better at this. Like, even just getting better at it by yourself on a track practicing is insane, just because of how complex and intricate it is in the game. Like that, I'm even thinking of like the Elden Ring or like the Dark Souls kind of games where like they're very difficult and they're very complex, but then at the same time, that's kind of the beauty of them in a way.
Yeah, and Pat, by the way, we were just talking about F1. You didn't have to fucking leave us for 20 minutes.
Dude, my Wi-Fi took a massive shit.
But yeah, I think you're right, Matt. I think what's kind of going on is, instead of the age-old when we were kids, every game was for everybody, right? Like, everybody was playing Call of Duty. Everybody was playing Halo. You were either playing one of the two. It's like what they're doing is they're making the games and they're finding each person's niche. Like, this is what this fucking person's going to play all the damn time. I mean, and that's it. And then now you're that person. Now you're that type of gamer. Now you're Nick. You're an F1 guy now, right? You play Apex when you can. You play this when you can, but you play a fucking ton of F1 because you got to practice.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, like I like those games where I always have a game that I can play with my friends. There's always a game where I don't want to like it's a little intense but not anything crazy. Like right now I'm trying to play Cyberpunk. Like that's my long game that's going to
It's a
take me a
dope game.
long time. I can play a couple missions and then don't I die, I can restart, it doesn't matter, whatever kind of thing. And then I have my F1 game, which is like I know that's my game. Like I'm playing for a couple hours. Like it's gonna be playing like that's what it'll be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, but before we get off the F1 talk, who's your team?
See, weirdly enough, like I don't care for the teams itself. I like the drivers. Like if I had to pick, like I love McLaren. I
Okay.
like the history of them. I'm a Lando guy. I think Lando deserves a win this year massively.
I'm just happy you didn't say Daniel Ricciardo. I hate
I'm
that
gonna
guy.
miss him this year.
I hate that guy.
You don't
I don't like
him?
him. I know. I think he's a cocky little shit. I think I'm so funny. I'm so good looking. Look at me. I'm from Australia. Like, that's what he says every time he talks. Every time he talks, it's just how good looking is he, how funny he is. Yeah, you're a
And
fucking
where he's
millionaire.
from.
You drive cars. Yeah, it's. Am I wrong?
Probably.
I don't know.
In a way, I think his decision to leave Red Bull was his dumbest decision.
Mm-hmm. Well, Verstappen
think
is
if
a
he
fucking
stayed-
monster. He didn't want to be underneath Verstappen.
I think he would have been the world champion the next year if he didn't leave.
Yeah, but isn't it?
I think they had the car for him, and for
no, you can keep going. Nick. I was just gonna say.
I think like they had the car for him the next year. Verstappen wasn't there. I think he would have been fine. He would have left eventually because it would have been the two of them butting heads. But
yeah, but isn't F1 also like one of those sports that you kind of need a good teammate?
No. I thought so too,
No.
but it's not like NASCAR where they like feed off each other. They race each other. They're meant to fight for the positioning and the racing versus helping each other win.
Yeah.
Oh, because then at the end of the day, if both of them are winning, then it's just better for the McLaren team or whatever team they're on.
Yep.
Standings is done by team, not by racer, I believe.
Well, there's both. There's the individual racing standings per person, and then there's the team one, which the entire team gets stuff. But the team one is where all the money is. Like you see in the show, like they talk about it, like the difference between first and second. First place for winning the championship might get $100 million, where second is 80. And then the next one's, 70, 60, down all the way down to the last person who gets 30 million. So like those team standings is massive for them.
Now, you think $100 million is a lot of money?
Millions of dollars.
Each car costs $12 to $14 million. So when they crash it and they total it, that's $14 million.
I've also seen, I don't know if it was the F1 schedule this year, but I saw that at one of the racing schedules.
Did you hear that?
That's insane.
$14 million a car.
I also saw that the F1 schedule, I think, was like so fucked. They're like flying all over the place.
Oh, you'll be in Belgium. Yeah, you'll be in Belgium, and then you'll be in, like, they're doing one in Las Vegas down the Vegas Strip this year.
That's going to be the worst race of the year.
Dude, do you know how much tickets are to that fucking thing?
I know because I looked.
Matt, what'd you say?
2,500.
It's for a 3-day pass per ticket per person, not including your hotel on the Strip, not including any of that. It is $2,387 to sit in the grandstands at the Bellagio. It is a rich man sport, man. Yep. This, like, everything they do is crazy. I work with somebody who went to, he's Canadian too. He went to the Ontario one.
The one in Montreal, yeah.
Montreal, yeah. The whole weekend for him, not even him and his wife, cost them $10,000 just for the 3 days.
Just like, but is that with everything included?
Well, that's because it's the F1 weekend. You're going to practice and you're going out to.
But does that include like his like hotel if he needed
Yep.
the drinks, the food, the whatever, like anything they bought. Like
Still,
no,
Yeah.
who
I mean,
fucking cares? 10 grand for a weekend?
But yet,
And
but if you
he's
think
from
about it,
Canada, so he didn't
But-
travel.
so you're spending 10 grand for basically millisecond to watch a blur go meow
Yep.
just every 4 or 5 seconds, except for
It's-
like the beginning of the race when they're all bunched up.
It's wild.
It's yeah.
and
Dude,
you get
if
If
such
you had like a
embarrassing-
favorite racer, like you wouldn't be able to see which car is him.
No,
Like, that
and
red blur
you're probably
might be
staring
my
at your phone
guy.
half the time, looking at the times, trying to figure out who's in what position, and then go,
Yeah.
"Oh, there he went."
Yeah.
So why even?
You guys
That's
Because it's the
ridiculous.
experience. It's the
Yeah,
experience.
Fuck that. That's an experience that I can do with that.
I don't know. There's a bunch of I think there's a lot better things I can experience for 10 grand, and I don't know if
You could go on like 8 cruises for that much money.
I'm gonna be honest. If I really wanted to experience, I know we were shitting on NASCAR before, but if I really wanted to experience a race for the first time, I would just go to somewhere in bumfuck Florida, find a NASCAR event, and pay $20.
Daytona.
And
$20.
Daytona.
I don't
It's
know.
very expensive to go.
I'm just saying, I could just go to like a NASCAR race and have them be in front of me, just going in circles.
Dude, have you ever seen a NASCAR? This isn't a video game podcast anymore. Have you ever driven or seen a NASCAR stadium?
They're massive.
It is the craziest thing. Like, you have no fucking idea. There's one 15 minutes away from my house. The Texas Motor Speedway is like 15 minutes
Oh,
away
It's a
from my
shit.
house.
city in its own.
It's a city. It's a city. They have their own zip code. So
Wait,
you're
that's the racetrack?
Dude, you're driving down the highway. I'll never forget. I was going to a buddy's house. I was driving down the highway, and I look off to my right, and there's like this track, right? And you can see the whole track. And I'm like, it's a lot smaller than like I thought it was going to be. Well, it's the dirt track. It's not the real track. And behind it, you're driving, and you're driving, and you're driving, and you still haven't passed it. You probably drive for like 3-4 whole seconds before passing it.
Like 2 football field big kind of thing?
4 football fields big.
Jesus.
Like this fucking massive stadium that you can't even believe they filled the seats. That's when I saw it, and I've been to a football stadium. This is like nothing I've ever seen before. It is banana lands. They're huge.
Yeah. No.
That's nuts.
So
If I went to a
listen,
NASCAR race, it would be all about the tailgating.
Oh yeah.
they are crazy tailgaters.
You can't even watch the race. I don't unless they're on the other side of the track. What's going on? Who's in first?
Is it really important to
Don't
watch
they
the
do like
race?
100 and something laps?
I
Oh
think
my
more
god, the
than that.
Daytona 500 is
That's like
500
4
miles, and I'm pretty sure the track is like a mile long.
Oh
So they
my
do 500
How do you not
fucking
get dizzy?
laps.
Well, they,
Bored.
they shit and piss their pants.
The only time I'd ever really want to. Oh my god! The
No,
Daytona
they
500
plug
done
up.
is when they're
They
on,
definitely
like-
plug up. You don't
No.
shit your pants. If you win the race, you can't get out of the car and be like, "All right, I can't turn around because otherwise the nation will know I shit my pants while winning the Daytona 500."
I'm telling you, they shit their pants. They have a diaper on.
That's like that.
I don't
I'm
like it.
going,
I believe it. I believe it.
Well, this
Well, we
has been-
found that out about football players that apparently they just piss themselves on the sidelines. That's fucking wild. That is wild behavior. You're a professional athlete and
Okay,
you
Pat, but
are
like,
elevated to the point of being the best in the world, and you're pissing yourself.
okay, Pat, but like,
So you're regressing to when you're 3 years old and you pissed yourself.
but if you're a driver and every second counts, at what point are you able to be like, hold on, guys, I gotta take a massive shit
No, you don't drink anything for like 4 hours before the race.
No,
You're
you're
not pissing yourself.
Yes, you have to hydrate the shit out of yourself because you lose like 25 pounds during a race.
Yeah.
Not 25, but
Because
like
it's so
10
hot.
pounds.
And they have a lot of gear on. They have like a fire retardant suit on. They have like
Whoa.
a whole get up on. Yeah.
Retardant.
I know the F1 guys have a drinking tube that is connected into their helmet.
I mean,
Makes sense.
They're pissing themselves.
Without having a sip of water, you'd go fucking insane.
Which
Well,
is kind of
it's
crazy to think about. Have you ever tried to piss your pants? This is a weird
It's
thing.
not
but, like,
easy.
Have you ever tried? It's not easy. Like
No.
if you're in the
No,
if
I
you're-
haven't, but there would be a
Like-
mental block there.
But what I'm saying is, like, have you ever gone on the ocean and like tried to piss your pants without
Oh.
pulling your thing out?
Yeah, dude, super easy.
It's not that easy.
No,
it
your
takes
point
me-
is invalid. You've never pissed in a pool without taking your dick out? What are you doing? You gotta get your shit together, bud.
So Nick, what's your favorite
You gotta
game of all
grow
time,
up.
man?
Yeah, what's your favorite game, Jerry? So let's
Yeah, like what's your favorite game of all time? Have you ever pissed yourself playing video games?
Matt knows I'm terrible. Like Matt and I we'll play like 2 rounds of Apex, and the next thing I'm like, I gotta go pee.
Oh,
2
yeah.
rounds again. I
Oh,
gotta
me
go pee
too.
again.
Me too, dude.
especially drinking beer. Ugh. Okay, but seriously, what's your favorite game of all time?
The one that I can like just top of my head is whatever the zombies one that Matt and I played at school. It's the most fun game I've ever played, and it's the most nostalgic for me. So it
Oh,
makes it my
God.
favorite. It's
No.
You're out of your fucking mind. You need to take a seat. You're in timeout, Pat.
No,
Me?
It was Call of Duty. We played
No,
Call of Duty
COD
Zombies.
Zombies.
it was
Yeah,
Oh.
fuck yourself. I was following.
It was
Vanguard. No,
No.
it wasn't Vanguard.
Oh,
the
the
one with
World
the first
War II one. That was the original.
No,
World at War.
No, there was one that had like the zombies mode was like an 80s themed. It's like a 70s like an 80s themed kind of
Infinite Warfare.
Oh,
Infinite War.
dude, we were.
No, that
In
was
Spaceland, that
Yeah.
map is the most nostalgic zombies map.
Yeah, there was one time at one like that was just what we did because we didn't have good Wi-Fi, so we couldn't play anything online. And we found that, and we were like, "All right, let's try to beat it." Because like, there's a way get like doing the Easter eggs. We can figure like there's a way of beating it. There was one time that we sat there for because like at the end of every zombies game, it'll tell you
Yeah.
like it'll give you like the whole scoreboard and like timer of how long you
Right.
survived. We sat there.
No, can you explain that further?
Shut up. We sat there for like, I think when everything was all said and done, I think we sat there for like 3.5, 4 hours straight, just playing one round of zombies. And we were
How
like,
did you not piss your pants?
oh, dude, we were just
Oh, you
so-
can pause. You can pause.
No, we wouldn't pause. It would be Matt would take the zombie. We keep one alive. Matt would take the zombie and run around and have to chase him. I'd run to the bathroom.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
and
yes,
I'd run back and
yes.
think, okay, my turn. And we'd
You
switch.
blow his legs off, so he's even slower.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ever.
You know, video game things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's been I think there's also. Well, I was just gonna ask if you've ever played Hogwarts Legacy yet, but it's $100. So that is.
Have you ever played that?
I was gonna say that's a. I've been playing a brand new game. Well, it's not brand new. It came out in
Oh, I
2016.
wanted to talk about this game. I think we need
Yeah.
to have an intervention with you about this game.
Oh, wait, is this the game that you're currently playing now?
Yeah.
Oh, Patty, we're gonna talk about interventions.
Yeah, you gotta stop playing Call of Duty.
That's why I'm
weird.
downloading Assassin's Creed. I'm
So
not
I
insane.
started- I started playing a new game, and it's a completely different genre than I've ever played before. It's like the only thing I could really think of it. I don't know what it's again brand new for me, so I don't even know what the genre is. It's like a Final Fantasy where combat is turn based, but you have like your own team of people. It's called Divinity Original Sin 2. Dude.
I just want to see what it looks like.
We were talking about finding everybody has to find their own niche of games. I think I might have just found mine. Dude, I've been like having dreams about this game. It's fucking weird. I can't stop thinking about it.
Okay, relax.
Not like sexual dreams, but like, manly dreams.
Hey, you brought it there.
No, dude, it's so much fun. Oh my god. It looks like a game I would never play ever in my life.
This looks like a mobile game that they transfer to the PC.
Yeah, kinda. You're kinda right. Yeah,
I'm just looking at Google Images here.
But there's more to come on that. I want to have a whole episode where I talk about the game when I beat it, because it is, dude. I've never had a game suck me in like this before ever. Like I can't wait, dude. Never before. And like I'll be playing it, and I'll get on at like 6:30, and all of a sudden it'll be 1 o'clock in the morning.
I've had games too.
Apparently, it's just categorized as an RPG.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. It's might be one of the best games I've ever played in my life. But it's really hard, and I struggle a lot.
Yeah, he's been yelling a lot. There's been a lot of yelling, a lot of cursing.
No, he doesn't yell. He'll just be like, "Motherfucker, fucking! How am I supposed to kill this guy?" All right, I guess there is yelling. Yeah.
This is impossible. How am I supposed to beat this?
Well, Nick, let me tell you how you would feel if you were on a boat and you had 5 people and they had 13 people, and when you hit them, they took 27 damage, and when they hit you, they do 156 damage. And by the way, with armor, you only have about 300 health.
And they have like 500.
I mean, you gotta get a sniper.
Do you guys play It Takes Two?
No, but dude, I've always wanted to try it.
I'm gonna be honest.
Did you play that with your wife by chance?
I did not. I played with Matt.
Oh, yeah. So
how fun was that?
I'm gonna be honest. That whole genre, since we're on topic of genres of games, that whole kind of couple buddy system kind of gaming where
I like how you said couple.
Well, because I mean, It Takes Two is a couple game. It's designed for couples. But like yes, we played we played that game, and then we even played another game before that. I forget the name of it, but it was
the prison one.
No, it was basically like
Army of Two.
I still want to do that prison one.
A Way Out.
Yeah, we've talked about playing that one, but then there's another one where you're like lost in like a snowstorm. You're like two guys in like parkas and shit, and
you have to sleep next to each other to get warm.
Just like all alone in a snowstorm. You gotta keep each other warm with your body heat.
No, actually, it's not. It's actually about this. Is like you gotta like work together, complete different puzzles. And they're fun.
I heard It Takes Two is a lot of fun, though. I heard that Kendall's been wanting to get into gaming a little bit, and you
guys should play that game. You should
100% play it, Dave. It's definitely because it has moments, especially that one. That one's definitely geared towards like they understand that there's going to be
one person that knows what they're doing and one person that doesn't know so much what they're doing.
Is figuring stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah, and like sitting next to each other, it's split screen, so you can literally see what she's doing, and you can communicate with each other. Even when like we were playing online, like it was still split screen. You can still see what the other person is doing, so you know,
that's cool.
What they're looking at.
What's the story itself in that one is absolutely wild,
dude. It's fucking crazy. No,
like good.
Oh yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Aren't you? 100%. You're like mini people, right?
Yeah,
you're basically like those. You're just like a.
You can't say that anymore, Pat.
Yeah.
No,
you're
like
a string doll.
What was that game we were playing a little bit? Grounded. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's almost like you're like a much smaller.
You're like shrunken down. Yeah.
Yeah. Except then it's like,
and then there's just puzzles you figure out, and you got to get to wherever, and you got to figure out how to get there.
Yeah, like that one you had to battle some like characters and stuff throughout, which like it was fun. There's mini games in it too,
which are awesome. They're a lot of fun to play. Like you just
have to give this game a shot
because it's kind of almost in a way it's like almost an open world kind of a game, but then it's not. Like each area has it's almost like Super Mario Bros.
Have you ever played Unraveled? Okay, keep going.
No.
Because that's kind of like that. I was wondering if that's what it was like. I do
No,
that a
it's-
lot.
That other game that Matt and I were, it's called We Were Here Together.
Oh yeah, that one.
That's cute.
That game is that game is We Were Here. I think I have that game. Is that the game where you were in wartime?
No, it's you're literally in like it's you and another person are, and like you can communicate through like a walkie-talkie to make it like if you're not in like a party chat, like you can.
Thank you.
You can have it like try to make it a little bit more like crazy. So instead of sitting in a party chat, you can talk through walkie-talkies, and you're just in like Alaska
shit.
almost.
It
But that
Takes
one
Two
was
is
hard.
cross-platform.
Is it like survival?
No, it's just
No,
really
it's just
really
puzzle.
a puzzle
It's-
game.
It's hard. Like there's
Yeah.
a couple of times, like there is one level. There's that like we stopped because we couldn't figure it out, and then we came back to it like 2 days later to try and even then it took us most of the time we were playing to figure it out.
Because like at the end, you had to brew potions, and one person has the ingredients in front of them but no recipe, and the other person has the recipe but no ingredients. So you have to like communicate how to combine them, or there's certain ones where like I have to give him something, he combines it into something, then he has to give it back to me, and then I do something with it. Like there's a lot of working together and going back and forth, but there was even times where like
That's
towards
cool.
the end we were like we had to look it up because it was just so complicated and like so in depth that like
I
even
didn't
when-
realize that there was this many like 2-person games out nowadays.
Yeah, I thought there
They
were
were
only
fun
like
as
2 or
fuck.
3. Like ever
Yeah,
made.
There's more like with that one that we're talking about. I think they're coming out with another one.
yeah, there's another
Uh,
one either out or they've talked about it coming out. But I'm going to be honest, they're a lot of fun. Like they're very casual, but like Dave's for you and like Kendall, like if she wants to try it, like I would definitely try It Takes Two.
Yeah,
I heard that, and then we talked about it before. I heard A Way Out is like supposed to be fucking like a really, really good game.
Is there a multiplayer on that? Because I heard when it came out there was no way
Oh,
to
it's just
do it
you
online.
with an NPC.
No.
No,
it was
A Way
more-
Out's 2 people.
Yeah.
But can you?
Oh
would I
shit,
be
they
able-
have it on Xbox.
But would me and you be able to play it, or is it only like local,
Couch co-op, you mean?
Yeah, like local online where you have to be sitting next to the person to be able to play
Pat, does it say online co-op or couch co-op?
for A Way Out?
For A Way Out?
Yeah, because I heard
I
that's
think
what
it's
I thought I
just
heard.
couch.
It's just couch? It would say it. It would say online
Yep.
co-op specifically.
Yeah,
Yep,
split
what?
screen. Yep,
Okay.
split screen.
Yeah, so, but I think It Takes Two and We Were Here Together are a lot of fun because it's something that you wouldn't think of. Like you don't normally think of having 2 people work together to do things, but like at the end of the day, they still work and it's still a good game. Like
I feel like
It Takes
that
Two
is
a
that is
really
an
good-
that is an essential part of a good like story driven game. Is
Is
like
what?
working with at least one other person.
Oh,
You know,
you're
like
saying
they
in
give
these,
you a mission.
in these 2-person games, or in
Yeah.
general.
No, in general. Like, how often is there a game where you're just by yourself and you don't get help from anyone ever
Yeah.
throughout the
Skyrim?
campaign?
Oh no, yeah, that's true.
No, you
Yeah, but-
work with a lot of people in Skyrim.
In Divinity Original Sins 2, I got 3 people with
So
me.
this one say
Alright.
for A Way Out, you can choose between playing A Way Out as a couch co-op or you can play online.
Oh, so they probably added another way. They probably started off as only a couch co-op, but people probably complained because I mean, not a lot of people do that.
Dude,
Yeah,
couch
how
co-op,
often-
it's so funny. It's like so weird when you grow up. Couch co-op like doesn't exist. That's all I used to fucking do is
No.
couch co-op.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's all you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that even in college, you guys used to do that. Even me and him, that was all you used
Yeah.
to do.
Well, it's been a crazy fucking Growing up sucks. But yeah, I mean, guys, we're at an hour. I think this was fun. Nick, thanks for joining, man. We'll
No problem. Thank you.
again. If you want to start an F1 podcast with me, just let me know. DM me.
I'm down.
You know, we'll talk offline. But I thought I had a lot of fun. So normally when we have friends on, we just want to have fun, talk shit about games. So we appreciate you being on. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anytime you want. And then we have to. We'll end the podcast with this shit show. Listen to this. We'll end it with some patty plugs.
Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at DFreaks and Geeks, 3 replacing the E in DFreak. Yeah, how was that for a fucking shit show? Rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify, por favor. 5 stars only. Less than 5 stars, you can go fuck yourself.
All right, well, until next week. See you later.
Adios.
Thank you.
Later.